There is a very particular kind of tragedy in the car world. It's when someone builds a car so brilliant, so ahead of its time, so magnificent, that it destroys the very company that made it. These aren't bad cars, that's the heartbreaking part. These are masterpieces, cars that were too good, too expensive, too soon. Each one was supposed to change the world, and each one instead bankrupted the dreamer who built it. 3 cars, 3 dreams, 3 spectacular financial infernos. Let's begin. Building a car company from scratch is, without a question, one of the most reliable ways ever invented to turn a large fortune into a small one. You need hundreds of millions. You need perfect timing. You need luck. And these 3 men, they had the vision and the genius and the courage. And none of the luck. You know this one, even if you don't know cars. You know this car. Stainless steel body, gold wing doors, and the steering rolled in one of the greatest films ever made. Number 3, the DeLorean DMC-12, was the brainchild of John DeLorean, a genuine Detroit golden boy. Handsome, charismatic, a star executive at General Motors who threw it all away to chase a dream. Built his own car, a car of the future, and it looked apart. The raw material skin. It was never ever painted. It looked like it had strayed out of tomorrow. There was, however, one small problem. Under all that gorgeous space-age bodywork, there was a bit of a dog. The engine was feeble. It was slow. The build quality was, to put it kindly, inconsistent. It looked like a rocket ship and drove like a slightly Grand Prix fridge. To build it, DeLorean took over $100 million, much of it now the British government, and built a brand new factory in Northern Ireland. And when the car launched in 1981, and the reviews were lukewarm and the sales didn't come, the whole thing started to collapse. He tried to hide it, cranking out cars nobody was buying, stockpiling them, burning them through his last cash. And then came the part you wouldn't write. Desperate for money to save his company, John DeLorean got caught on camera in an FBI sitting in the middle of a massive drug deal, cocaine, to fund the car, acquitted, and shot it. They ruled. But it didn't matter. The company was already dead. The dream car of the future, sold by its own creator in the most 1980s way imaginable. The final irony? A year later, a little film called Back to the Future made it immortal. The car became a legend. Right after the company building it died. If only it had waited. And this is the one that hurts the most, because the car was, quite simply, brilliant. Number 2, the Bugatti EB 110. In the late 1980s, an Italian businessman named Romano Artioli decided to do something audacious. Resurrect Bugatti, the most legendary name in cars, that for decades, and he refused to do it halfway. He built a factory near Modena so beautiful it was called the Blue Factory. Marble, glass, hand-laid tiles, a cathedral for building cars. And the car he built there was genuinely from the future. A carbon fiber chassis, almost unheard of then. A V12 with not 1, not 2, but 4 turbochargers. All-wheel drive. It was faster than the Ferrari F40. Michael Schumacher himself bought one. On paper, on the road, by every measure that matters, it was a triumph. So what went wrong? Everything else. Artioli was a perfectionist, and perfection is ruinously expensive. He spent a fortune developing a 4-door Bugatti sedan on the side. Then, for some reason, that still baffled people. He bought lottos, and just as all of this money was pouring out, a global recession hit. Suddenly, nobody was buying $500,000 supercars. In 1985, the dream collapsed. Bugatti went bankrupt with a debt of over $125 million. Barely more than 100 cars were ever built. Their gorgeous Blue Factory? Abandoned. It sits there on this day, silent, dusty, frozen in 1995, like a tomb for a beautiful idea. But here's the twist that redeems it. Years later, Volkswagen bought the Bugatti name. They used it to build the Veyron and then the Chiron, the fastest cars on Earth. So Artioli's mad bankruptcy dream, it didn't die. It became the foundation of everything Bugatti is today. He lost everything and won, posthumously, in a way he never got to see. And if you love a beautiful disaster as much as I do, subscribe. There are so many more dreams in this graveyard, and we're going to dig up every single one. But here we go, the oldest story here, and the most tragic of them all. A car so far ahead of its time that some people believe it was deliberately destroyed. Number 1, the Tucker 48. Picture America, 1948. The war is over, and the big Detroit car companies are lazily selling warrant over pre-war designs. Then along comes Preston Tucker, a showman, a dreamer, a salesman with stars in his eyes, promising the car of tomorrow. And my word, he delivered. This car, in 1948, had a padded dashboard for safety, a pop-out windshield that ejected in a crash so it wouldn't shred you, a central headlight that turned with the steering to light up the corners, a rear engine, a padded crash chamber for the passenger to dive into, features so advanced that most didn't become standard for decades. It was genuinely a car from the future, parked in the past. The public went wild. 44,000 people bought stock. Thousands bought dealerships. To raise money, Tucker even pre-sold accessories, seat covers, and radios for a car that didn't exist yet. And that clever idea was a threat that unraveled everything. Because the government's financial watchdog is easy to one look at a man selling parts for a car that wasn't built yet and cried fraud. A very public investigation, a very public trial, and it gutted him. Because who invests in a company whose founder is accused of being a con man? Here's a gut punch. At the trial, Tucker was found not guilty, completely acquitted. Every charge. The jury looked at the evidence and said this man is innocent. But by then, it was far, far too late. The publicly had already strangled the company. The factory was closed. The investors were gone. Only 51 Tuckers were ever built. And to this day, people whisper that big Detroit giant, terrified of cars this good, pulled strings to bury him. Was it a conspiracy? Or just a dreamer who ran out of money and luck? Nobody can prove either way, but this much is certain. Preston Tucker built one of the most advanced cars in the world, and it destroyed him. 47 of those 51 cars still survive, each one now worth well over $1 million. Rolling monuments to the greatest what if in automotive history. So there they are, 3 cars, 3 geniuses, 3 companies gone. One brought down the scandal and a drug sting. One by its own perfectionism and a cruel recession, and one by suspicion and the trial he actually won. And here's what ties them together, the thing that should terrify and spray you in equal measure. Every single one of these cars was too good, too advanced, too ambitious for its moment. They don't fail because they were bad. They failed because these creators reached for something the world wasn't ready to pay for yet. The graveyard of the car industry isn't full of terrible ideas, it's full of brilliant ones that arrived a decade too early. So which one of these dreams breaks your heart the most? The stainless steel time machine, the abandoned blue factory, or the innocent man ruined by a trial he won? Tell me below.